As we reported at the top of the newscast, Defense Secretary Robert Gates is visiting Afghanistan. He traveled to Kandahar and Helmand provinces before arriving in the former Taliban stronghold of Nowzad. Secretary Gates said now that operations are winding down in Marja, the focus is turning toward Kandahar, which presents different challenges.
Kandahar is a very large city, 500,000 people. It has extensive suburbs. It's a much more complicated problem.
Iraqi politicians are slowly learning about democracy, according to General Raymond Odierno. During an interview Tuesday, the commander of U.S. Forces Iraq discussed last weekend's national elections and what it means to that country.
That the people of Iraq have embraced democracy. They proved it again on Saturday as they came out to vote. 12 million Iraqis came out to vote. So they clearly want to have a say in their country's future.
And Northrop Grumman has decided not to submit a bid for the latest KC-X tanker competition. The company announced late Monday it would not challenge Boeing for the $35 billion the Air Force will spend to buy its own fleet of refueling tankers. Admiral James Stavridis, commander of U.S. European Command, along with Generals Kip Ward and James Mattis, appeared in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee Tuesday. Sergeant Ashley Bryant has more from our Pentagon Bureau.
The Senate Armed Services Committee heard testimony Tuesday from the commanders of the U.S. European, African, and Joint Forces Commands, with a distinct focus on international partnership within those AORs. On the heels of the Iraqi elections, General James Mattis, commander of the Joint Forces Command, says the advise and assist brigades now in Iraq are exactly the right thing at the right time to aid the U.S. drawdown and stabilize the country.
All of our troops going in must have this ability to fight in a coalition atmosphere and be able to partner, whether it be with Estonians, Afghans, Iraqis. And this is part of the shift that Secretary Gates and Chairman Mullen have directed, where the entire military force is becoming more attuned to this advise and assist effort, whether it be in Africa or Afghanistan or Iraq.
General Mattis also said this model in Iraq is being applied to Afghanistan, as we're now sending units that are completely capable of partnering with the Afghan forces.
We've got it right this time, and we are using this, these lessons learned to change the very makeup of the unit training.
This was the first in a series of hearings the committee will hold over the next several weeks on U.S. military operations in those AORs as they review the FY 2011 National Defense Authorization request. Reporting from the Pentagon, I'm Sergeant Ashley Bryant.
More than 80 airmen from 13 bases across the United States are headed to Santiago, Chile to support earthquake relief efforts. Staff Sergeant Mike Hutchinson has more.
This Air Expeditionary Medical Support, or EMEDS team, is gearing up to head off to Chile, where they'll be able to offer a wide variety of aid to earthquake victims. EMEDS is versatile and gives medical professionals the ability to do more with less.
It can be as small as a very small troop clinic. It can be expanded to a 10-bed facility, which is 10 inpatient beds, 7 medical surgical type beds, and 3 are kind of an intensive care post-op type beds. It can be expanded from that all the way up to a 25-bed, more extensive health care, more specialty and subspecialty type of services.
In addition to being prepared to provide life-saving medical care, many of these airmen are excited to have the opportunity to help, despite personal sacrifices they may be making.
Connecting to these families and helping them get their life back in order, it brings peace and it brings a blessing on my family, because we're sacrificing our own family time to help other families in need.
These airmen prepare to depart for Chile and will add to other U.S. military relief efforts already in place. Staff Sergeant Mike Hutchinson, San Antonio, Texas.
And for the latest military news, signature programming, and more, head to PentagonChannel.mil.